Live from the Jersey Shore to the world. Get up, get out, do something. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. Take the show wherever you go. Download the free Radio Pup app for your smartphone or tablet. Join the conversation. 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Hey, welcome back. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin, 7:08, Tuesday, December 6th. 34 degrees, getting up to 49 today. Probably going to rain later this afternoon. WOBMAM 1160 and 1310 News Talk Radio. Streaming live on the Radio Pup app and WOBMAM.com. 732-505-1160 to join the conversation. We are now talking to Carolyn Little. She is an English teacher at Toms River High School North and runs the after-school theater program. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing well, thank you.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I always love having guests on who aren't nervous at all and are just like, they're so just go with the flow, right? Like you, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, you were just saying in the break, you're like, this is like, because you're into the whole theater thing, I mean, you're always on anyway, so this is the same kind of thing.
Exactly the same thing.
Well, you passed the first test because the red light came on, and you're still talking, and you didn't do I always say the Cindy Brady thing from the original Brady Bunches, where the red light came on and she froze. You didn't do that, so you're already moving swiftly forward.
I didn't. I'm doing well so far.
Good. Okay. So talk to us a little bit. So English teacher, so what do you teach?
I teach freshman English, and I teach a sophomore remedial class of kids who failed freshman English, and then I teach a senior world literature class, which is an honors class.
What is world literature all about?
World literature is literature of the world.
Like, give me an example.
We do a bunch of projects where kids research all different holidays. Like our next project is they research different holidays around winter because not every single person in the world celebrates Christmas or Hanukkah. So they research all different countries and what traditions they have. So we do that.
So you do the whole Kwanzaa Festivus thing.
Everything, yeah.
Festivus for the rest of us.
We do. Festivus is on the list. Yes.
Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, so that's what. So that's cool. So you get to see a diverse group.
Yeah, it's definitely a diverse group during the day.
Yeah, and then you get more diversity after school because you do the theater program.
Yes, I run the after school theater program, which is super fun.
Yeah,
I enjoy that.
And how long have you been doing that?
This is my 15th year teaching the theater program. I started not the musical, but I started the theater program 15 years ago as well. My first year.
Wait, what do you mean not the musical?
So the musical, this is my 10th year. It's a big year. 10 years for the musical.
Wait. And you just did jazz hands while you did
jazz
that, by
hands.
the way. That was good. So what do you mean 10 years of the musical? But so what were the first 5 years all about?
So the first 5 years when I came to North, I was a graduate from South, and South had a ton of theater. Go Indians. Ton of theater. And when I came to North, they only had the musical, and they didn't have anything else. So when I started, I began with Forensics, which is a competitive speech and acting team. That was my first year. And then eventually, and that's just in the classroom, on Saturday competitions. When Pat Grohl retired from the musical, the administration came to me and said, well, the musical's the same as Forensics. You should do the musical. And I said, it's not the same, not even close to the same, but okay, I'll direct the musical.
Right.
So that's how it started. And then we started Thespians, which is the Honor Society, and Fall Play, and Spring Play, and Extreme Theater. Now we have everything. Yeah,
there's a lot of stuff going on. Would you say that there's a more, I don't want to make this a competitive thing, but would you say it's like a more robust program than maybe other schools have? Because you seem like you guys have a lot of stuff going on.
We do have a lot of stuff going on. I think we do extreme theater where some of the other schools don't. East just started doing it.
What is extreme theater?
It's a 24-hour theater experience where the kids run everything, and we as the advisors kind of sit down and watch and grade papers.
What do you mean it's a 24-hour theater experience?
So for 24 hours, they start at 2 o'clock. They get their jobs, and the kids write the shows. They direct the shows. They edit the shows. They cast the shows. They build the sets in 24 hours. They figure out the costumes. Saturday's a whirlwind of memorizing lines, building, painting, running around like crazy people. At 3 o'clock, we have a dress rehearsal. 7 o'clock, we put on 5 shows.
5, okay.
5 1X.
So I don't mean to be critical, but when you say 24 hours and then it goes for it's like 30 hours. Really.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's a little bit over.
I'm just trying to challenge convention here because when you say 24-hour extreme theater and then it's like 30 hours, I feel like that's like 25% more. And I know that when my wife says, hey, we should run a 5K, I'm pretty sure if she makes me run a 7K, I'm not going to make it. You know what I mean?
I think the kids are so delirious, they don't pay attention to the fact of how many hours it actually is.
Okay. By the way, I'm not going to make it through a 5K either. I just want to Just want to make sure that we're clear there. So what motivated you to get into teaching?
My teachers at High School South. I had two amazing teachers, Rosemary Hardy and Lynn Sika.
The other ones weren't any good?
They were okay.
Okay, go ahead.
They were
Sorry.
okay. They were the best, the two of them.
All right.
And they were amazing. And they led me to become an English teacher. And then when I got out of Montclair State, I really wanted a job at South because that's where I went.
Yeah.
And sadness, I did not get a job
No.
at South. But I got a job at North, and I made that my home, and I love it there now, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
You mean if South called you tomorrow and they're like, if Ricotta called you and he's like, if he calls up Ed Keller and he's like, hey, listen, I'm going to offer you, I have an English teacher and a math teacher, and I'm going to offer you an advisor to be named later. Give me little. You wouldn't go? Would you invoke your no trade clause?
Yeah, I wouldn't go. No, I love the theater program too much, and I love my friends at North. I wouldn't want to leave them.
Okay. And so you don't have like your family. There's no history of teaching that runs through the veins.
Actually, my dad's a teacher. He has taught for 50 years in Brick, and he is not retiring anytime soon.
50 years.
So 50 years.
Wow.
He just hit 50 years last year.
Now, how do you think your dad feels when your dad, who's a 50-year teacher, isn't the one you credit with you getting into teaching, and instead you pick the two teachers from South? Do you want to have an opportunity to maybe recast that whole thing?
You know, I will say my dad's a music teacher,
right.
So I think a lot of my theater background and my love for music comes from him.
Okay,
but he teaches elementary school, so I teach high school, so he didn't really inspire me to teach high school.
Really? But he did inspire me.
He did inspire me for the after-school stuff that I do, even though he thinks that I do way too much.
What do you mean? He thinks you do way too much.
Yeah, he thinks I do way too much in the building, that I should spend more time at home. But that's okay.
Oh, with your family and stuff. But how does your family feel about that? Or are they wishing that you would spend more time at home?
No.
They're happy. That you're away.
They're happy I'm away. They're good.
Because absence makes the heart grow fonder,
exactly.
Right? Exactly. Keeps everything fresher that way. All right. When we come back, we're talking to Carolyn Little, Toms River High School North English teacher and the Toms River High School North Nautical Stars. I want to talk to you about this year's musical, like what's on tap. I want to talk to you about Engage Toms River. Right, and what you guys did and how you feel about all that and some other stuff. Is that cool?
Cool.
Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin back after this.
The Sean Hannity Show, this afternoon at 3. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin returns next. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310.
Hey, welcome back. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. Here with Carolyn Little, who's just mocking me incessantly in the breaks. Like, she's like, oh, I'm definitely younger than you. Like that, really? I mean, what? Why so definitely? I mean, sometimes men have premature balding. You know what I mean? It happens. These things happen. Anyway, all right. So, Carolyn, first of all, tell me about this Engage Toms River thing. Yeah, how do you guys, because you're the only high school locally that decided to participate.
Yes, we are.
Right. So you put it together, and what did we do for this event?
So for this event, the kids sat down, and some of them wanted to do just a piece from a show. It made it a little bit more difficult because we couldn't use alumni. We couldn't use our seniors who had just graduated. It had to be kids who would be in it. That made it a lot harder. So once we sat down to do it, some of the kids wanted to do a piece, and then a bunch of us came up with the idea to kind of cram a whole bunch of things together, and we came up with Theater Vision, where someone was watching TV, flipping through the channels, getting annoyed like so many of us do. And every time he stops, there's musical theater every single time on every single channel. And he's getting more and more and more frustrated until the end when he actually just gives in and joins them, and he ends up as a part of a station. Nice. So it went pretty well, right? I know we had some sound issues. I know. Right, but what is theater without sound issues?
Right? It's like that we cringe every time we put on a live show because we know, and there were we needed 7,000 microphones that particular day because everybody brought a cast of hundreds. I got to be honest with you, I don't know how you guys do that theater thing, right? Because I'm standing up there emceeing that thing. All I'm looking out into is blackness. Yeah. I have no idea who's out there. I can't see. I'm I don't know what's happening the whole time. It's really I feel like you're jumping out of an airplane and without a parachute and just hoping it all works out. Yeah, that's absolutely true. But I will say, you were hilarious. You really did carry the night well.
I enjoyed the jokes that you were cracking on stage.
I try. It's hard for me to keep it clean. That's the biggest. It's hard for me to do a PG show because I really want to just when I do when I MC like charity events, like I MC'd a Bras for a Cause event.
Oh,
right.
Wow.
And that was like, guys wearing bras. And that was, I could be my raunchy self because it was a raunchy experience. But this was a family show, so it makes it more difficult. But anyway, you guys did a great job.
Thank you.
And so now we're in the voting portion, right? So everybody can vote at EngageTomsRiver.com. And I don't want to put any pressure on you, but you're right now, let's see. Right now you are, you've picked up some votes actually.
Woohoo!
So, but you're still about 700 votes behind. But there's a lot of time.
There's
right?
2 days.
You're in second place. The Bellerin Theater Company is in the lead, right? So we got to get some work done. It's time to do some work, Carolyn. It's for $5,000 for the program. And you guys won last year.
We did.
You won the Halloween float competition.
Yeah.
Right?
That was amazing.
That was the Monopoly board, which was super cool.
Yeah, that was amazing.
All right. So it really is like your dad, you said that your dad thinks you do too much, but you guys really, is there ever like something that you don't like say, hey, let's go get this, let's go participate?
No. I'm usually like, let's go do this. But I will say, let me not take credit because for both of the Engage things, those were students who brought them up and said, I found this, let's do this. And I was like, okay, if that's what you want to do. I'm usually like, great, let's do it.
Do they take leadership roles?
They do.
They do.
They do everything, actually. I just kind of help shape and advise and give advice,
That's
but
awesome.
The students do it.
And that's the way it should be, right? I mean, you don't want to be micromanaging it. You want them to go and do.
No.
So that's awesome. All right. So what shows are we doing this year in the real life of Toms River High School North?
So for the musical, we're doing Bring It On, which is based on the cheerleading movie with Kirsten Dunst.
Okay.
So we're doing that. We just cast that, so that's super exciting, and I think it's going to be cool because it's different. Our lighting budget is ridiculously out of control. And the lights are going to be amazing. And we hired a cheer coach, and she's teaching our musical kids to cheer, which is also amazing because they've already done a few stunts and they looked awesome. So it's going to be a really, really great show, I think.
Now, Bring It On. That's I remember that because I have little girls, so we watch all those. We watch Drumline and Bring It On.
Yeah.
And I've seen Camp Rock 1,000 times, and I've seen
kids love that.
Yeah, and then of course, what's the one with the acapellas? The
Pitch Perfect.
Pitch Perfect and Pitch Perfect 2. So this is good. I do like when schools do the more like modern stuff, right? As opposed to taking some like some show from the 40s. That the kids don't really relate to, right?
Right. These kids are excited for this because they recognize it.
Right, and they know, and they could probably kind of reenact things that they've seen in that, or put their own spin on it.
Exactly.
As opposed to doing anything goes and trying to make that relevant today.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's cool. So, is there a drama as well, or no?
There is in the spring. Bob Guadagnino, who is the play director, the drama director, he is going to put together some kind of magnificent show that he has not chosen yet, but I'm sure it's going to be amazing. It'll definitely be a comedy.
Okay.
He loves those.
You got to do a comedy, yeah.
Yeah, some kind of comedy in the spring.
Gotcha.
And that will be it. We already did our Extreme Theater. We did that last month. So.
Right, and the kids weren't complaining about the fact that it was 6 hours more than it was advertised as. Yeah.
They were not, because they were delirious.
That's right. That's the good thing. You get them while they're delirious.
Yeah.
Carolyn Little, English teacher and kind of, I guess, leader of the after-school theater program at Toms River High School North, the Nautical Stars. When we come back, we're going to give Carolyn her magic wand, right? And we're going to figure out what's new and exciting in the world of English. I mean, really, what isn't exciting about English? Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. Back after this.
The news is next. Live from the WOBM Newsroom, the Town Square, New Jersey News Network, and Fox News Radio. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Live from the Bob Levy Broadcast Center overlooking the Toms River, it's time to get up, get out, do something. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. Be a part of the show, 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Hey, welcome back. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. It is now 7:35, Tuesday, December 6th, 34 degrees, getting up to 49 today, and rainy. WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. News Talk Radio. Streaming live on the radio pop app and WOBMAM.com. 732-505-1160 to join the conversation. We are joined in studio by Carolyn Little. She is an English teacher as well as the Toms River High School North, I guess, after-school advisor. Is that what they call you? Like, what's the official?
The theater director.
Oh, cool.
Director.
Okay, yeah, that's cool.
That sounds better.
I just wondered what you put in your LinkedIn. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Director.
So explain to me, like kids, I hear from my kids all the time, like they're like, not fair, this, we always have the discussion about what is fairness as it pertains especially to after-school stuff, right? Because nobody's ever happy, right? Like you can't make everyone happy.
Never.
So what's your philosophy? Like, because in some schools they say, well, if you're a senior, you're going to get the leads. Right. And in some schools they say, no, if you're the best, you get the leads.
Right.
So what's your feeling on this?
My philosophy is that if you're the best, you get the leads. And you could be a freshman coming in and you could be absolutely amazing. And I do feel bad. I do feel bad when that happens because I feel bad for the older kids. But I think that it just makes it a more fair playing field when you're basing it off of talent.
Right.
The kids do get mad. They do get upset. They're kids.
So
they get upset.
So are you are you a believer in the whole, like, everybody gets a participation medal thing? Or are you like, no, listen, you earn what you get what you earn?
I think I'm half and half. You sometimes get what you earn. At the banquet at the end of the year, every single kid gets a certificate. Every single kid gets a shirt. Every single kid gets recognized, yes. But you earn varsity letters. You earn best actor trophies and best actress trophies.
Right.
I think that the kids that work super hard are the kids that usually reap some kind of benefit. There are kids that put more effort in than other kids because this is what they want to do with their life. This is what they want. This is going to be their livelihood. They're going to go to college and move on with this. So they put a lot of effort in and they deserve it.
So the last thing on that is, I think that you guys are always doing like fundraising, right? I mean, even what you're doing like with the Engage stuff, you're trying to raise money for the program, right?
Right.
So I guess there's always this confusion that says, wait, it's a public school. Isn't there funding? I mean, what's the problem? That our listeners really enjoyed that. If you could continue to do that, that'd be really great. Just feel free to go right into the microphone and just clear the heck out of your throat. Go ahead.
My theater students constantly make fun of me because of how much fundraising we do at High School North. But because we want to do so many theater initiatives, we need to fund those theater initiatives. Our Board of Education is awesome with funding the musical. They're great. We get so much money to fund the musical. And I think that's the way it is across most schools in the state of New Jersey. But a lot of the other smaller theater things don't necessarily get funded. And we need money for costumes and we need money for play supplies and props and lights and crazy things. And so we need to fundraise for that. Our kids at North primarily fundraise for our banquet at the end of the year because they do get tons of awards and plaques and trophies. They fundraise for our thespian induction, which also is tons of plaques and awards and trophies. It's a lot of money. It costs a lot of money. I think that a lot of people don't realize how much goes into that. They don't realize how much it costs to keep a program like that active. They don't get it.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
Fundraising it is.
Yeah, listen, we do what we got to do, right?
Yeah.
That's good. Like I said,
I'm sorry.
Keep clearing the
I'm
throat.
a little sick.
It's so am I, but we have to be a professional here. The show must go on, and we still have to deliver a high quality product. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
All right, okay, good. Carol, it's that time where we give you the magic wand, the pixie dust, the fairy dust, the ability just to wiggle your nose and make an impact on the world. Carolyn Little, producer. After school, like we said, we're like producer.
I like producer better.
Producer, after school theater program, Toms River High School North, and English professor. I like professor too, right?
I sound
professor
so good right
much
now.
Better, right? Yeah, I do resumes in my.
You can
off
do
time.
my LinkedIn.
What are you doing? What are you doing with your magic wand?
I think that I'm also the New Jersey State Thespian Chapter Director, and I think in doing that role, I have 120 thespian troops underneath me, and I always see the issues that they have. So if I had a magical wand, I would magically make every school district in the state of New Jersey fund the arts in every way. in stipends for after-school programs, in helping with budgets for productions. People would really be surprised to see how few schools or how many schools in our state don't have funding for the arts. And it's super disappointing because every single school in our state funds sports.
Yeah.
So if I had a magic wand, I would magically make a money tree where everybody could just fund the arts in every one of their schools.
Yeah. Well, it really is. So it's always a double-edged sword because at the end of the day, excuse me. See what I did there? I turned away. Yeah, I turned away. So see what the issue always is that sports theoretically raises money for schools, right? So we know that people buy a lot of tickets and they fill the stadiums and they get a lot. There's a lot more scholarships available for sports and things like that. So it's a lot more high profile for the schools. And very rarely do you hear outside of certain circles, oh, what a great theater program they have at X school, right? Unless you're kind of in the know. And so it's a shame because ultimately it should all be about the kids and it should all be about helping the kids find where they belong and where their place is. And it's not just about money and about raising revenue for schools. But regardless, Carolyn, I have to respectfully disagree with your father. We are glad you do all that you do for the schools and all the extracurricular stuff, and you're doing a great job. And we're glad to have you here in Toms River because we can always count on Toms River High School North participating when we have an event. So that's cool.
It's true. Thank you so much.
And you need to get on Principal Keller over there. He's got to make an announcement today. We need to move the needle on this voting. Okay?
Yes, we're going to.
It's 5K.
We have 48 hours.
Let's make it happen. Carolyn Little, Toms River High School North. More Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin back after this.
Thank you.